Hey guys, Silverlord here, back with another action figure review. And today we will finally, actually, be concluding my looks at the Transformers Age of the Primes aerial bots with the combined mode of Superion. That said, this of course brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro, and in terms of accessories, other than all the little blasters and missiles you get with the aerial bots themselves, you get this big arse rifle, which does combine with silver bolts to make it even longer. That's what she said. And it does have a notch here that plugs into his forearm. I'm not crazy about that. Kind of limits posing, but it does keep it in his hand, I suppose. But yes, I have Fireflight as his right arm, Slingshot as his left arm, and then for the legs, I have Skydive as the right leg and Air Raid as the left leg. I will say Skydive has a tendency to pop out, so I might actually switch those and see if that works better. But as of right now, this is my configuration for Superion. I'm sure there is a G1 accurate configuration for him. I don't care. I just wanted to get this video done because this has been a long time coming. It has been a journey through time and space. A journey that, okay, that's enough chowder references, but it's been a journey and a half, to say the very least. And I'm very happy that it is over. I think the end result is really cool. I don't know if it's figure of the year or anything, but it's way better than that Revenge of the Fallen Devastator I looked at last year. We'll say that much. But as far as articulation on this guy goes, his head is on a ball joint. Rotates side to side. He can look up and down. These pieces can come off, so, you know, if you're wanting to have him as Silver Bolt, you might just want to take them off. Probably be easier than trying to fit them in Silver Bolt's torso. Shoulders are on nice tight ratchet joints. That will rotate back and forth as well as in and out. He does have a bicep swivel, as well as a single jointed elbow, and a little ball joint in the wrist. Now, some creative liberties I took with mine. I folded up the tail fins for the arms. That way he doesn't have a big old chunk of tail hanging off the wrist. That looked kind of stupid to me, so I modified that a little bit. As far as the legs go, they can kick out pretty far, back down. He does have a pretty good kick forward and even back, because Transformers don't have arses that keep them from kicking themselves in the butt. He does have a thigh cut. He does have a single jointed knee, which is not impeded by the massive amount of plane on the back of his leg. And then he does have a ankle rocker. No ankle hinge though, which is like the only thing missing, I think. I think he needed an ankle hinge. Other than not having an ankle hinge, he's got it all, man. He's solid through and through. Again, it's just Skydive on mine wants to pop out, so I might switch those, see if that helps a little bit. But that is Superion in a nutshell. He's a big chunk of plastic. Oh, he does have a waist twist. To my surprise, he has a waist twist. But that is Superion in a nutshell. He's just a big chunk of burning Transformer. Chunk of burning robot. And I like him a lot. He's very stable. He's very durable. Feels very solid. Again, some parts latch on better than others. That's just the nature of the beast. But plugging in his rifle here, what you do is you plug in the handle into his hand, and then you just tab in the rest onto his forearm there, which can be easier said than done, being honest. There we go. I do wish the handle in his hand went in a little deeper. she said. But it's not terrible. It's fine. Gets the job done. But there you have Superion, ready to rock. Very massive indeed. He's probably over a foot tall, if I had to guess. And yeah, he's cool. I dig him. I dig him a lot. So before we wrap this up, let me actually bend this elbow down a little bit, because that's going to get in the way of our regulars here. Make sure that's all accounted for. I think that's supposed to be out that far. Maybe? I don't know. That looks better to me. Bringing our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's brother Mandiboleth, who is just small potatoes, next to Superion, as well as the infamous Mk11 Spawn, who is also pretty much small potatoes compared to Superion. So definitely not towering over everyone today. He towered over all the individual components, but not the combined unit. At least we hoped so, right? That would suck if Superion was smaller than Spawn. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and while it may not be the world's most perfect combiner, I do have issues with some of the components. I'm going to say that the combiners from modern day Transformers, we'll say the Menasor from Legacy onward, do feel a little bit more substantial than the combiners of old. I have the Combiner Wars Bruticus, well, most of them. I'm missing an arm, and this guy feels way more secure, way more solid, way more stable and durable than that one did, and it's due in part to the skeleton frame that Superion is packing, and I do believe that will follow suit with both Bruticus and Menasor, who I don't currently have, or at least don't have enough of to really specify, but I have heard good things about those. So very, very excited to finally have this guy complete. He is very awesome. Again, probably not figure of the year or anything, but I think he's probably one of the better Transformers figures to come out in the calendar year 2025. Also, would not be surprised if we see an Alpha Bravo at some point. I do believe he would be a Vortex variant, and you know, it would help mix things up and break things up, because he is just planes at the end of the day, which I guess makes sense, but seems a bit monotonous. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.